Hello, and welcome to Scott's Amateur Wood Shop in our new location in Maine. Coming at you today to talk about dog holes and the results of a 2-year experiment. I'm coming at you from behind the camera today. Let me see if I can do the peek. Hi! And I'm going to show you this workbench in some more detail in some other video. But today I just wanted to focus on dog holes in case you're wondering where to drill yours. Now, I suffer a little bit from perfectionism. So when I read advice from people like Chris Schwartz saying that you can always drill them later and not to overthink it, it's hard for me to accept, even though I know it's probably right. So I did a lot of research and some combined information, synthesized information from different sources, and drew out a few sketches of what I wanted my dog holes to look like. And I was thinking about versatility. I was thinking about when are those few times when you will wish you had a grid of holes. And so I actually plotted out every possible hole and then drilled pilot holes and counterbored every possible hole. But this was quick and easy work, right? I just drilled these little 1/8-inch pilot holes with a perpendicular guide, and then I just barely touched the bottom surface. I'll show you that with a Forstner bit or an auger. I forget which bit I used. So this is all ready to drill a 3/4-inch hole if I need one. Because actually drilling one of these holes is with a hand auger. Let's see, I have one in my tool chest here. I'll grab a random size bit and a 14-inch brace, which is the hefty boy. You can put these together and you can crank one of these out in a couple of minutes. And it's not bad. But if you try to do a whole grid, it's obviously tiring work and it's a lot of it. So I just found it to be an interesting experiment to see which ones I actually needed and drill them as I needed them over time. And so this workbench maps out what I needed and what I didn't need. And some of these are more holdfast holes, like the second row, and some of the in the third row back there. And the front row is more dog holes. So the first thing I find interesting is that on this wagon vise here, the first few holes, there are a couple of holes there close by. And I think that's because short boards are good for pinching between dogs. Short boards and thick boards also, of course, won't bow up. So it's not a problem to use them with the end vise. And then it also looks like I may have pinched some longer things on occasion. And there's a few in the middle lengths that I just haven't needed yet. Maybe if I do more work, I will. Some of these holdfast holes that are right around the legs were useful. These are really solid clamping points, right? So it kind of makes sense that you'll see these holes. A lot of the ones around the legs I used. And actually, surprisingly, I used the back row quite a bit. And I intended this bench to be one where you can work from the back if you need to, so I put some minimal things on the back, like some holdfast locations on the legs. And I wanted there to be some kind of row of dog holes back here, but they'll also be used as holdfast holes from the front. You can see that's kind of a plausible location for a batten or whatever. So I think I've occasionally had someone working on the other side of the bench and said, okay, we're just going to drill out one of those dog holes for you. So I think it's kind of fun to look at this. You can see the ones I've missed are, there's a couple of locations midway through the back of the bench where I just haven't been using the backside all that much. I think the ends tend to get more than the middle. but you know, you don't have to drill all your dog holes at once. I think that's good advice. Laying out a grid and drilling pilot holes, I mostly did because it was an experiment. I wanted to see these results that I'm showing you today. But do I recommend actually doing it that way? You know, it's a reasonable way to do it. You'll have a preset grid. You won't have to shift your whole brain into workbench mode later. So that's maybe the advantage of doing it that way. I think it's a valid way to go. But at the same time, I think it's perfectly reasonable to put minimal dog holes and, you know, perhaps use this video as a guide just to guess where you'll need them. And you can always drill more later. So with that, please remember down here somewhere, there's buttons. Use them. This is YouTube after all. Hope you enjoyed this video today showing you my dog holes. And I hope you have an excellent day. Do some woodworking. Bye now.